Here's my 1977 shovel I'm taking on this cross-country trip. We're riding about 1,100 miles from Sandusky, Ohio to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and we are taking Route 62 the entire way. Route 62 is the only highway in America that connects Mexico to Canada, running east to west. And we are about, I'm gonna say 700 miles into this road, and I've learned a few things. This is the oldest Harley Davidson I have ever ridden and my first Shovelhead. Last month, I did about 10,000 miles on a 2024 Road Glide, riding around the country, and there are some real differences that stand out to me, besides the obvious one. I have built a few motorcycles over my years, mainly touring bikes to go long distance, and thought to myself, this is as much power as I'll ever want on a motorcycle. Then I upgrade the suspension to like some Legend suspension, or maybe I do some performance handlebars and get the ergonomics correct so the bike's more comfortable. And then all of a sudden, I find myself wanting more power. And I've come to realize after a few hundred miles on this bike, which has about 1/3 of the power of the Road Glide I just did my tour on, that sometimes it's not about the actual speed, but it's riding these bikes at their limits. When you reach their limits, that's where I kind of get that adrenaline rush, and then I upgrade that suspension. This bike here has none of that. It has no D&D exhaust. In fact, these pipes probably make less power. They don't make much more, that's for sure. I got factory suspension. The Springer front end looks cool as can be, but let's face it, it is not a performing front suspension. Yet I'm having every bit as much fun on this motorcycle as I do my 2024 Road Glide. In some senses, even a little bit more if we're being honest. Speed on this thing is like 70 miles an hour. Literally feels like it's coming apart at that speed. And the adrenaline rush is there. I get scared, a little anxious coming up over some hills or into some corners because I'm not sure how well these brakes are gonna stop or how well the bike's gonna handle, you know, the curve. I can't make as fast and as quick and as accurate adjustments as I do on my new 24 Road Glide. And that gives me that little bit of adrenaline, and that keeps this bike super exciting to ride down these back roads. So I've learned it's not just about how fast you're going or how well your bike performs, but it's about riding that bike at its limits. Today we started out in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and this might be one of the coolest spots of Route 62. A notable feature is the Route 62 S-Bridge. This is what I believe to be the only S-Bridge in America. It's a historic bridge, and riding across it's pretty cool. The entire construction of an S-Bridge is something that really kind of just baffles my mind. Coming out of Lawrenceburg, these roads were twisty, up and down, whipping and winding. The riding was absolutely amazing with cool temperatures and an awesome road. This day was starting out to be the trip I had been imagining. That road is awesome. That road is awesome. I don't know. I mean, it was just like this the whole way. The whole way. Oh my God. We continued down Route 62 for over 100 miles before we reached the end of what was the Kentucky Scenic Byway. Riding my old 77 Springer front end alongside my buddy Mike and his 1970 shovel is just a unique feeling. Banging from town to town, this ride has been absolutely amazing. It's like no other trip I've ever taken before. You can just feel the road and you connect with the history of Harley Davidson when you're riding something this old. After coming through Paducah, Kentucky, we started getting closer to the Illinois and Missouri border, and then the bridges started. And we rode bridge after bridge, and they're cool metal historic bridges. But the view you get crossing those metal beams and overlooking the water, this feeling is amazing. We got one after another for quite a few miles. Gotta love classic roadside attractions. The classic roadside attractions of Route 62. Here we've got, what is that, a 57 Buick Special? I'm just guessing. Am I right? I'm gonna also just take a guess from the looks of the body and the interior and the dash. I'm gonna say there's probably somewhere around 46,000 miles on it. Pretty sweet car. And this is a pretty neat little tribute to years of the past. The old gas pump. Oh look, the front door's open. Let's step inside. That's pretty neat. 1095.
Them old pop bottles.
Yeah.
Lived about 6 miles from a little country store, and I could usually ride my motorcycle to the store and pick up enough pop bottles to fill it up with gas because they were 10 cents a piece for the return.
Nice. Love these little attractions like this you can find. Whew. That is a ride. Most of that stretch was about 55 mile an hour speed limit, so we were running about 60, 65, and I'm gonna tell you, this bike will do 70, but it really likes 60, and at 60, 65, it vibrates here. I'm vibrating just standing here. Mike, we noticed something, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Y'all may remember if you watched the first video, I lost Mike. I went back and found him. He said he didn't know what happened, felt like he was dragging boards and maybe hit a pothole or something. I just noticed Mike's not behind me. Man, that was a beautiful stretch of road. I'm gonna head back, see if I can find him. What happened?
I don't know. I've been dragging the floorboards about every one of the corners. They must be just too low, but something caught and I just about wrecked. Damn it. I thought something fell off, so something off brake or something walked up. Scared me. I just did near wreck.
Well, I'm glad you did, brother. I questioned it because the road was in pretty dang good shape. When you came out from the gas station, what'd you notice?
There's something's missing there. It broke off and
He said, what could be broke off right here, Adam? I said, I don't know. Let me look at the pictures of when you bought the bike, and I found this picture. Holy cow, man. He literally lost a Cadillac bumper and rode over it while in the curves.
Very lucky. Very lucky. Thought I was gonna wreck. Yeah.
Did you? It was close, huh?
It was close, yeah. I'm just now that I know what's wrong or what happened, I'm better about the corners because it scared me the rest of the trip until I figured that out. Now I can roll through the corners because I keep thinking something's gonna lock up.
You catch a Cadillac bumper in your front spoke, something will lock up, that's for sure. And it took us 2 days to notice it was missing. 2 days
to even notice it was missing. Lost the top off the trunk earlier coming across some railroad tracks, so it was built in 1970.
My bike's been doing pretty good since the spark plug issue, but I will say this needs to be tightened up. This is getting awfully loose on me. Just gotta tighten things up as we go, I guess, on these old vibrating machines. Leaving the hotel this morning, the roads were pretty straight and we were running through a lot of farm fields and pastures, but it was a good chance to open up the bike. With the speed limit around 55 most of this route, we were able to knock down some real miles this morning. And if you pay attention, farm fields can be enjoyable too. Just looking at the different crops, the people out there working the crops, and at one point we even came along a plane that was crop dusting and doing quite the acrobatic job. Riding down Route 62 and having that plane rip up and doing stunts while crop dusting around us was a pretty cool experience. Found an old historic town, Harley, Arkansas. It appears to be a pretty cool town. We just ate, but this is a good looking barbecue joint. We've got a bunch of bikes in the parking lot, but I know there's some good roads ahead of us, so we're gonna roll on. I've stopped filling it up all the way because, well, take a look at this. I don't know if you can see all that scarring on the paint. These seals aren't that great on these gas caps, which, by the way, I love the gas cap. Live to ride, ride to live, a way of life. That's some old school stuff. But the gaskets are a little shot out, and for that reason, they're leaking all over my tank. So now I'm filling my tank a good 2 inches short of full, and I'm hoping I can buff that out. Anybody out there have any experience with that? Is this gonna buff out, or am I looking at a new paint job? Looks like we might have some rain coming in, so before we go any further, I'm gonna talk to you about my luggage. It is 100% waterproof. It is my signature line, the Sandoval. It's got this flap up front where you can keep your layers, so you don't have to dig into your bag every time you want to get gear. Although if you do, you don't have to unstrap it. You can just unroll this top to get in. It's a roll top, and when you're in a hotel, the bottoms roll as well. But when you strap it, it pulls from the front. I never like strapping my luggage from the back. It leaves the front too loose. Pulls from the front. It's also got eyelets I can go through here. That keeps my strap from walking up and down my sissy bar, especially when I got one that tapers off like this. I got the same thing down here in the bottom, running in through them back loops. These are some Amazon straps. I do not recommend them. Look what they're doing. They're coming apart already, both of them. What I do recommend is the rock straps. You can get them on Amazon or a lot of motorcycle or power sports stores. The rock straps have worked flawlessly for me for a long time. I got in a hurry, got these on Amazon, trying to save a couple dollars to see how they would compare, and they do not compare. That is the Sandoval piece of luggage. It can lay on a trunk, it can strap to a sissy bar, and it is waterproof. I'm absolutely loving it. You can get it on my website, adamsandoval.com, or at 03d.com. I absolutely love riding the Ozark Mountains. Doing it on this 1970 Harley Davidson is an experience that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. I really just don't know how to explain it. There's just something about getting on an old machine and traveling across the country like this. In fact, I am now starting to think about using this bike for my trip to Mexico. I'm riding down into the Rocky Point Rally, and I've invited everybody who wants to join me to ride with me. We're leaving November 7th, and we're all gonna cross the border down into Mexico together. Everybody's welcome to join us on the ride. If you've got any reservations about crossing the border, we're all gonna do it together, and we'll be coming back across the border into America on the 10th. The Rocky Point Rally is an absolute wild, crazy time, and I feel like this bike would fit right in. We're getting closer to the Route 62 Motor Resort, and I'm just not ready to stop riding this thing yet. Made it to Eureka Springs. Woo. What a ride. Little rain there in the end. Dude, that was a hell of a ride. We'll stop here. This is Legend Saloon. This is probably the most biker bar on all of Route 62. And then we'll finish our route back to the Route 62 Motor Resort. All in all, what do you think of your bike and what do you think of the trip?
The trip was awesome. The bike needs a little work, but we can deal with that. Very happy.
And I am loving mine. And the trip, I needed a trip like that. No timeline, no schedule, just do what we want.
What's up, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Adam, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, dude, I knew it. I was like, I follow him on Instagram.
Oh yeah, man, hell yeah. Rock and roll, brother. You can always find friendly bikers at TA at Legend Saloon. And we are here. Got a burger, lettuce, tomato.
Yeah, you slipped me in the one video from
The trip is not over until we hit the Route 62 Motor Resort. So let's take the last couple miles down the road. The parking lot's filling up with some bikes. Sign was not here when I left. They just put it up while I was gone. They brought up the trucks, erected it, put it up, and it looks awesome. Mike, it looks good, right? Yeah. I am excited. Been working on this park. This is my RV park and cabins right here in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. and I'm working hard to make it a destination for everybody who visits town. Whether you be on a motorcycle, a muscle car, or a motorhome, we got a spot for you. And it doesn't just look good, it looks real good. That is bad to the bone. Look at that thing. Yeah, that's sick. Got our pool all resurfaced, redone, and heated so we can run it all year long. They destroyed my bushes, we'll have to get that fixed. Got an old 52 sitting out here, but they did break my headlight when they were putting in the sign, so we're gonna have to get that fixed. I also got a 55 put out front. We got a loft up inside of this building here with a really nice apartment, full kitchen. And then of course these are our cabins all along the highway here. There's that old Chevy I was talking about. Beautiful view off the back, full RV park with like 30 RV spots, full hookups, even some premium spots with like big concrete patios we poured. Been working hard on this place. It's the Route 62 Motor Resort. It's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And I have to say, after riding 1,000 miles of Route 62, Kentucky's a close second. But west of here, between here and Rogers, is about 30 miles with like 150 curves that I think are the best curves we rode anywhere in this trip. I do love Eureka Springs. Oh, and check out my latest edition. What's up, Cindy?
Nothing much.
This is Mike's wife, Cindy, and she runs the campground. She's the manager here. So if you guys do come down, make sure you say hello to my girl, Cindy. This is something new we just added too. I want to show y'all. A complimentary bike wash. We got your towels, we got your rags, we got everything you need right there. Wash your bike whenever you're heading out onto the road. Got games, brick oven pizza maker, got a ping pong table coming. I think I'm ready to get in the pool and have a beer myself. It's been a long ride. It's been a great ride. Mike, your bike's beautiful.
I love it. Love it. I'm sold.
That is the type of trip that will live in my memories for the rest of my life.
Forever.
Thanks for doing it with me, man.
Thank you.